Okay, so all the vines and the bushes have been done. Pressure washing has been done. I want to show you something on the back of the house. This is way better than it was. But of course, we've already talked about that they're going to have to scrape the windows here. This has to be scraped off. Pressure washer won't get that off, but so they've got to scrape all that off. There's some up at the top. Let me show you though, something discovery. This window here, as you can see, doesn't seat all the way down. It does on one side, but not the other, and the same with the other. So that means these windows are actually crooked. There's a spring that loads that in there, but these are pretty old windows. Now, nextly, during the pressure washing, of course, you don't want to flake off whatever flaky paint and everything. But this down here was all green, so you couldn't see it before, but you can see there's actually wood rot along the bottom here. I'm not going to press that in because it's rotted wood that's going to have to be replaced. But you can see the pressure washer does its job. It knocks off all the flaking here. Boy, a big improvement in the back of the house. I mean, look at this. This thing is just, you know, it's really in good shape. If you look at the blocks, the bricks now, look how clean this is. I don't know if you can see it. If you had to look at the before. And then you'll see the afters, how much cleaner this is than it was. Looks really good. But let me show you what I was talking about. So over here, the wood, as you can see, is rotted out. This is just rotten wood. You can see it. See that? It's just rotten wood. And it's all over here. See this? It's just rotten. This is all rotten wood all through here. Same all the way on down the bottom. This entire side here, you can see right up there, there's some more. But this entire side here is probably just as rotted. It's just wasn't coming through like this is. So that's definitely going to have to be replaced. There's a lot of ways to handle it, but it's going to be replaced at some point. But the pressure washing really did turn out good. I mean, it looks really sharp all the way into the ground and everything. This turned out real nice. As you can see, it's all that algae and stuff that was on the back of the house is all gone. See if I can give a little perspective if I do that. You can see a little bit more now. You can see the whole back of the house is in really good shape now. The rest of the house is done too. This was the main part because it was showing, this is where all the stuff was. Anyway, I'll let you know about the rotted wood. As we can see on this window, and this is one from the front of the house, all of the windows are about in this condition as far as the wood. It has been painted over so many times that the buildup is so dense on there that when they begin to scrape this, it's only going to be able to get off the flaked materials. There's no way to get rid of the rest of it without actually going and chemically stripping all of the wood back, which is extremely expensive, especially when you consider the 3 dormers that are on the house. That's the east end and west end, and then there's a north side with the dormer. All are about in the same condition. So their goal is to get it, as much scraped down as possible. In fact, they're going to have to use some sanding techniques on the back where the vines had stuck to the paint that was on there. But it's never going to be smooth. It's always going to have definite signs of being painted and repainted. There's just no way to get rid of that for any kind of reasonable amount of money, especially given the age of the windows and other things like that. So I just want to make sure the expectation is not to, when you look at this, it's all going to be nice and smooth as if it was painted virgin wood, when there's no way to do that in any kind of economical outcome. So one of the things we want to point out here is that, as you can see, the repair work and paint have not been started yet, but you can see up here, when the house was painted previously, it was sprayed, and they got overspray all over the block, all over the brick up there. You can see it. It's all on this side of the house and pretty much all around the house. But as you can see, again, I'll kind of pull it back to where you can really get a check and look at the house. After the pressure washing, it looks really good. It came out nice. And again, where the previous painters have overspray up there on the corners, but it's in pretty good shape. Now, this is another thing we wanted to point out, but again, it has not been painted yet. So if you notice, all over the brick in these places, as you can see over in here, you can see this, there's paint everywhere. And that paint is not from the painters that are doing the windows, because you can see they haven't been scraped or caulked yet. It's from previously being painted, and it is pretty much all over the house. You can see it's all in this little step here. I'll step back and give you kind of a view of the front of the house after pressure washing. It looks really good. Came out real nice. I'll show you a little bit of a before and after on there. But as you can see, again, we'll go in tight a little bit tighter. You can see there's actually paint, and it's like sprinkled. You see it up here on the ledge, and it's all up there near the thing and near the soffits and everything on the brick. But there's paint here, all over here, all in here. We want to make sure that it's there prior to being painted by our guys. And you can see up here there's overspray on all the brick, and in this spot right here, you can see it's fairly substantial. You can see it right there, the overspray all the way down that brick. Now again, with the pressure washing job, it actually looks good. So the pressure washing really made a difference as far as the way the bricks come out. Now they're really in good shape. It really looks nice. It's very clean. As you can see, it actually did the job it's supposed to do. It knocked off some of the real flaky stuff, but of course they still got to be scraped. Now again, with these windows, they're not all sealing all the way up. You can see it's much tighter across here than across there. In the bathroom window, you can see this, it's closed inside and locked. But look at the gap. See how small the gap is here? See how it opens up? It's these old wooden windows, they swell, and they're spring loaded and all kinds of things in there that affect that. So again, they're not going to close completely no matter what you do. I went inside before they pressure washed and tried to push them down, and that's all you can get. So, but anyway, once they get it all scraped, and they're going to replace the wood on the other side, and then of course we showed that on that back bathroom, the wood that's going to have to be replaced, and then we can go from there. But you can see the pressure washing job turned out tremendous. They did a really good job, Larry and Jeremy. And the windows are nice and clean now. They had, with these windows here especially, they had a lot of green algae on them, all down the side windows and the back windows. There was a lot of green algae all over them. The pressure washing took all that off. And again, you can see all the window fitments are about the same, but either way, just gonna give you an update